I remember the first time Anna told me she wanted to go to law school. She spoke with that gleam in her eyes, the one that made every sacrifice seem small, every sleepless night worth it. I didn't hesitate. I had a steady job, but I picked up more, 5 jobs, sometimes working 16 hours a day, just to make sure she had everything she needed. Books, tuition, study aids, even the little things she wanted but couldn't afford. I told myself it was love, devotion, and partnership. I was proud. Every exhausted morning and aching night was justified by the smile on her face when she studied late into the night, preparing for a future I had promised her I would support. When she passed the bar, I should have felt elated. I should have felt proud. And I did at first. I remember the champagne, the congratulations, the applause from friends and family. But the celebration came with a subtle shift, a cold breeze brushing against the warmth I thought we shared. She smiled differently, a quiet confidence that wasn't for me. Weeks later, I found out she had changed her last name. Anna West became Anna Mitchell. Not a joint decision, not a conversation. A quiet erasure of the life we had built together, while I had sacrificed every hour to lift her up, and then came the papers. Divorce papers. Served without warning, with a casual air of someone mailing a bill. My heart froze as I read her demands. Alimony, division of assets, her claim that she had built her career independently, that I had merely supported her. I felt numb at first, disbelief clawing at my chest. I had worked my body raw, financed her ambitions, and in return, nothing. No gratitude, no acknowledgement, just the cold edge of betrayal. Anger came next, slow and icy. I remember the nights I had fallen asleep at my desk, fingers raw from typing legal briefs for other people, my eyes stinging from exhaustion, thinking about how proud she would be one day. That day had come, but without me, I discovered the truth gradually. Flirtatious texts I hadn't been meant to see, late-night calls, the way her smile shifted when certain names appeared. The cheating wasn't subtle, it was brazen. I found evidence of affairs intertwined with her law school years, friends, mentors, even classmates. Every paycheck I had handed over, every extra hour I had worked, had been fueling her ascent while someone else held her attention at night. And yet, I felt a strange clarity in my rage. Love had blinded me, but betrayal sharpened my vision. I would not be humiliated. I would not crumble quietly. So I served something colder. I meticulously gathered evidence. Financial records showing every sacrifice I had made, every hour I had worked, every penny spent in her name. I documented everything. Her infidelity, her lies, her manipulations. When she arrived to serve her papers, expecting submission, I handed over a folder thicker than she had anticipated. Inside were the truths she had tried to hide. The timeline of every paycheck she had benefited from, alongside the proof of her betrayals. Alongside that, I filed counterclaims, not for revenge, not for money, but for justice, for the recognition of what I had given and what she had destroyed. She looked at me then, the first time in months without the mask of confidence, and I saw it. Shock, fear, and perhaps the first glimmer of remorse. She had built her empire on my labor and my love, assuming I would bow to her ambition. Instead, I stood, quiet and deliberate, letting the weight of the truth sink in. Friends whispered about how cold I was, how calculated, but I didn't care. Cold was the only weapon left to defend myself from the warmth she had stolen. Cold was the armor I needed to survive betrayal of this magnitude. And as the divorce proceedings began, I realized something unexpected. I didn't hate her, not completely. I hated the version of her that had betrayed me, that had treated my sacrifices as invisible, that had made intimacy a weapon instead of a bond. But I also recognized my own strength, the resilience forged from years of grinding, sacrificing, and enduring. I walked out of the courtroom one day, lighter than I had felt in years. The anger remained, yes, a persistent hum beneath the skin, but it was tempered by pride in my own integrity. I had been used, yes, but I had also survived. I had reclaimed myself from the shadows of her ambition. She had assumed her power over me was absolute, that my love could be leveraged, twisted, and discarded. She underestimated one thing, Betrayal can break hearts, but it can also ignite clarity, and clarity is colder, sharper, and far more enduring than rage. In the end, I lost a wife, but I reclaimed my dignity. I lost a love, but I found a new self-respect that no amount of cheating, deceit, or cold papers could take away. And sometimes in the quiet hours, I imagine her reading the documents I handed her, seeing not just her own misdeeds, but the sheer depth of what she had taken, and finally understanding too late the cost of betrayal.